a global block, or now called component, is a central one-stop template that you can make one change and have it be affected throughout the website wherever that block has been placed via the Cornerstone builder. So in here, it used to be called global block. Now it's called component. See it up here? Component. And you know, when you want a component, you just drag it in to wherever you want it to be. Okay. Where I am at right here is my post template. So this is the template that drives every one of my blog posts or video posts from top to the bottom. So we have a headline, breadcrumbs, kind of my byline signature thing, and then the body of the content, which is driven by the content post editor. And then I have this thing down here is this little signature. And I want this signature to appear on multiple places. So on pages of my website, on the homepage of my website, at the bottom of posts on my website, because this particular piece of information is important. It's going to have my contact information, my credentials, a way for people to sign up for my email list. There's a lot of reasons why this one little block is important for this particular website. So I want to replicate it in a couple different places. And I don't want to have to recreate it. And every time I change something or tweak something, I don't want to have to go back to every place that I want this thing to be and make that change individually. I want to do one edit and have it affect everywhere that this thing exists. In order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight over the column here, because this column contains all of this stuff. So inside this column, there's multiple rows. There's this row and there's this row. And in this row, there's a division between content and an image. And same thing with this row. In this row, there's a form. And then in this row, there's another row containing these three columns. So this is a little bit complex, not a lot, but minimally complex enough so that I don't want to be recreating this stuff over and over again. So I'm going to go to the top of this and hit copy on the column. And then what I want to do is I want to start a new component. See this right here? And we will start this from scratch, blank. We're going to call it Mike's Signature by double clicking up there in the left. We'll call it Mike's Signature 23 so I can't forget what I named it when I'm looking at other components. And then I'm going to choose the single column as the layout. And so this is the column. And I copied this column right here. Okay, so I right clicked on this column. I hit copy. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit paste. Now, if I were to hit paste style, all it would do is it would give me that background and the rounded edges. It wouldn't give me the content. So I'm going to hit Control Z and undo that. And I'm going to hit paste. And look at that. Just like that, the whole thing is now in this component named Mike's Signature 23. So I'm going to save this component and I'm going to go back to my post and I'm going to insert the component in here so that it's not just an individual template that's independent. Okay, so this component, I'm going to drag it down right here. So this is the component. We're going to find it in this dropdown, Mike's Signature 23. And then look at that. Just like that, it pops in. So then I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to delete this whole column because if I don't, it'll replicate. So now I have this signature as a component here that I will also replicate onto my homepage. And I'll show you that real quick so that you can see what happens. So if I go here and find my homepage, I want this to be front and center. I want it to be right here. So I'm going to find where I'm at right here. I should probably name this section something, but I'm sloppy like that. So I'm going to hit add section. I'm going to bring the section up. I can call it like my sig, so I know what it is. Again, choosing a single column layout. Now, rather than paste something in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to components, drag the component block in, Mike's Signature 23, and look at that. Now, what I'm noticing though is that there's too much space here. I have the padding on the component, then I have the padding on the section. I don't want the padding on the section and the component. So I'm going to go back to the component. First, I'm going to save this right on my home page. I'm going to go back to this component section, and I'm going to eliminate the border around it because I want it to be full screen. So I'm going to take away the top pad, set it to 0, take away the bottom pad, set it to 0. And that gets rid of the top and the bottom. But what about the left and the right? Well, it's a nice hidden feature somewhere in here in the row. You will uncheck this global container in the row that's contained in, and then it will go all the way out to the edges, just like that. But you notice if you zoom in, you can see that it's still retaining its rounded edge. See that? All right. So let's see if I hit save here and then go back to the home page. Yeah, see? So this section is controlling some padding, and that looks nice. It doesn't have the double pad. So now I can introduce myself right out of the gate, and everywhere that I want to introduce myself or to be present with this message, I can take that component and drag it in across my website. So that's a very handy tool to be able to utilize the kind of the same repeating information over and over again without having to recreate it. And then the problem is always going back to edit individually all these little sections. So hopefully that helps somebody. Quick tip on how to create a component formerly called Global Block in Pro Theme. If you need help, give me a yell. Michael Baker Digital. Keep an eye out for more. Talk soon.